Trump says it's Biden's economy, but businesses and economists beg to differ. When the stock market was climbing in January 2024, Donald Trump knew exactly who deserved credit. He did. Nearly a year before his return to the White House, he declared on his Truth Social platform that investors were celebrating his lead in the polls against President Joe Biden. When the stock market fell Wednesday on news that the American economy had gone backward during the first 3 months of 2025, Trump knew exactly who to blame. Biden. This is Biden's stock market, not Trump's, he posted, adding that Biden left us with bad numbers. But when the boom begins, it will be like no other. Be patient. Trump also said, our country will boom. We will have to get rid of the Biden overhang. This will take a while. Has nothing to do with tariffs. Yet economists puzzling out how prices and hiring will change in the coming months, or businesses struggling with a starkly uncertain future. Trump's massive and unpredictable import taxes on almost every country do, in fact, bear much of the blame. Rarely have a new president's policies had such a sharp, immediate impact on the economy. And to Georgia Tech University's Mark Zachary Taylor, who studies the economic policies of the American presidents, Trump's assertions sound like a brazen double standard. He cannot have it both ways, Taylor said by email, though he always tries. Trump's attempt to shift blame for bad economic news to his predecessor raises a question. At what point in 4-year terms does a new president assume responsibility for the economy's performance? Commerce Secretary Harry Lutnick said in an interview that benefits of Trump's policies will be felt in the second half of this year, particularly in the fourth quarter. And Taylor notes that for a typical president, it might take 6 months to 2 years for us to accurately call the economy theirs.
No. Let's check this out. So he was able to do that under Obama because, people naturally hate black folks anyways. Like when you see an article and they want to piss you off, they'll put a black person on the front of that just to piss you off. But so he blamed Obama all the way through his presidency. But no, you took credit, and everyone sees it. You took credit for the stock market as soon as you came in there. You're like, look at the stock market. That's mine. I did that. You can't take credit for it, and then it goes bad. You'd be like, oh, it's Biden. Like, nah, bro. Like, people aren't stupid. You know what I'm saying? Even his constituents, even homeboy that owns Barstool Sports or whatever.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, he was like, come on now, bro. He's like, this is all you. You can't even blame nobody else for it.
Look, man, beginning of the year, when the month February, like they had like positive economic numbers, jobs numbers, inflation had gone down. Everybody's like, yeah, Trump. Everybody's like, pumping up, even though he's starting to try to fire people during that time. March comes around, positive economic numbers, jobs. Yeah, look at what Trump's doing. You guys are saying all this. Boom. This month, we find out that the first 3 months of this year, the economy retracted for the first time since 2022, has retracted for the first time. We had 2.4%. One more time.
Retracted. What retracted
Well,
mean?
basically it means the economy has shrunk for the first time in 4 years. I mean, we had our basically like our economy grew by like 2.4%, I think, in the fourth quarter, 2.1% in the fourth quarter of last year. And then like 2.4% the quarter before that, and like 3 point something like that percent before that. This and during this quarter it's negative 0.3%. Which is not huge, but it's negative. That's a bad thing. You get 3 consecutive quarters of negative retraction. That's a recession. That's what that's what equals out a recession.
Yeah.
3 straight quarters. That means 9 months pretty much of negative growth. That means you're not growing. That's what they call a recession. And so we've already got one. He comes right in to a good economy, to a solid economy. Starts doing all the stuff he's doing, and now people aren't spending money. Businesses are not hiring. Right now, we've had the highest. Right now, we've got the highest unemployment numbers as far as like unemployment, people who are unemployment claims than we had since like 2022, like right after COVID. Now, I mean, this is a problem, and he's acting like right now. Oh, first he was all oh yeah, I'm doing a great job, fixing his shirt.
It's going great.
Everything's going great. But now all of a sudden, this is Biden's fault. Like you guys act like y'all don't know who you elected. This is the worst. I mean, how do you even think that this guy is like a legitimate?
Well, he lied to them all. I mean, which is,
lied to them. They wanted to be lied to me. That's what, how some people say that, lied to me. Lie to me, please. Don't tell me that you want to be lied to.
Well, I mean, it also helped that the people that were in power with him kind of tried to destabilize the country to make him look better. But that's also on the Democrats. They didn't have the spine to do what they needed to do. I mean, Trump and them are going to do whatever they want
like
to do.
That? I know you say that often, and which I know is a real feeling that you've had. And I tend to agree with that. I do, but I also tend to agree with if they would have threw Trump in jail. I mean, he just had 70-something million people vote for him.
What's that got to do with anything? And you could throw him in jail. If you control the Army, the Navy, the Marines, and all that stuff, let them rebel. They can't fight fighter jets, homie. They can't fight tanks.
I'm just saying.
You can't fight the National Guard.
If it's me, I'm like this.
Throw him in jail. That's what you should have done. You should have thrown him in jail.
They thought Americans were decent. They thought Americans were still decent. They tend to not understand who we are at our core. Too?
Martin Luther King. You know what happened? He took a whole bunch of ass whoopings. Then he realized at the end, he was like, you know what? I led my people into the fire. He said it. And then when he said the speech talking about messing with the economics, what did they do? Pow, they shot him. They killed his mama. They killed his brother. They killed his grandma. They killed the bird they used to have.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. They killed his mama, man.
They killed his mama,
bro.
His
mama, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
In church. In church.
Look, he said he expected people to have empathy, but he realized the people he was dealing with don't have empathy. It's the same crowd.
They tend not to even talk about the fact they killed his mama in church.
Yeah.
They killed his mama in church, man. Do you guys understand? And we don't even talk about that. After the fact they killed him, they came back later and killed his mama. And this is a fact that they did all this.
Yeah.
They've been found guilty of this.
Right, he wasn't even dead when he got shot on the balcony. You know what I'm saying? They took him to the hospital, and the doctor was like, I ain't touching that nigga. And they let him die right now. He was still alive. So I'm just saying, this is what you're dealing with, right?
This is America,
These
man.
are the kind of people you're dealing with. The Democrats were soft on him because they look like them. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they still get to live off white privilege.
I agree with that part, but this is what I'm going to say. I feel like they thought that, okay, why don't we just hit him with all these charges and make him look like a criminal? And America won't vote for a criminal, will they?
Yeah, they will. No, because you wait.
Absolutely, they voted for a criminal. They were good with that. They were like, we don't. They're like, just. You could tell us he told you so I could shoot someone in the middle of 6th Avenue in front of everyone, and you guys would still vote for me. And it was true. And you guys act like y'all don't know that because he said you're poisoning the blood of America. He told them exactly what they wanted to hear. Rapists and murderers. Get those son of a bitches out of here. Y'all don't remember this? I do. We all know who he is. Remove this table from this nigga table from this museum. Get this out of here. We know who he is. We all do. You know what I mean? This ain't his first merry-go-round. When they wouldn't even rent the black people. Remember that? They wouldn't rent the black people. They got in trouble for that, him and his daddy. Yeah.
Hey, them black people said it. They said they waited to eat that food and they said it was disgusting.
I mean, the biggest thing was we should be able to go where we wanted to go. It wasn't about eating the food. It's the fact of this is a free country. It should never be able to be that way because if you let it be that way one place, it's going to spread like wildfire. We all know how this country's ran. And the fact of the matter is you guys have stolen the money for years. So the fact, I mean, I'm not about to say, you know what, man, let you guys just do what you're doing. You've already look at all the wealthiest people in America, even in the world. Most of them look like you, except for if it's in a different country. But there's not many people of color who are there's a lot of people of color all over the world who are wealthy. But if you look at the wealthiest of the people, they're you guys, because you guys are pillage and rape and pillage the entire world. It's okay because we're coming back for you. You know what I'm saying?
You can only buy
there's a problem.
Huh? You can only buy $2, not 15.
You only can buy $2. But the fact of the matter is, you know what I mean? Like I said, man, this is Trump's economy. At some point in time, he's going to have to say, you know what?
There's nothing he can say about it. I mean, like everybody knows, like, bro, you can't even look, you were boasting, hey, this is my economy. I'm doing this on the stock market. Look how much it's rising. Look how much people are making money. Now that it's down, you can't blame Joe Biden, bro. It's not like you're blaming a black dude where everybody will go along with it. You know what I'm saying? That's just not going to work because because you already done claimed it. And Joe Biden's a white dude. No, the white people ain't going to let you do that.
Oh, yeah, they're going to let him.
Look, he can blame.
They're definitely
say right now, he could have been like, I blame Obama because he got online and tweeted something. Everybody was like, you know what? That nigga did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Dead ass, bro. And they believe him. That's real.
Listen, he's going to be able to blame Biden for this because some people are going to be willing to say, yeah, it was Biden. We all know. We've watched what he's done over the last 3 months. The stock market just cratered. The job numbers are about to fall through the roof because he's sitting here trying to lay everybody off. And at the same time, you're laying everybody off. You're saying, hey, don't bring us none of that good stuff that we need to buy.
They said all the layoffs that they did cost about, it's like 1 day of interest
Yeah, man.
One day of
On the national debt.
You didn't say
can lay
nothing.
off the 1 day of interest on national debt for all the people you laid off, all the people that you want to lay off was 1 day of interest of the national debt. Now imagine what that's going to be when actually this might help them. Because think about it, we're not going to have nothing to buy pretty soon anyways. So it's better off there. Like this. Great. Now we got less people to buy the stuff that we ain't got to get anyway.
Everybody like me on IG watching the people can fruit and shit. Like, oh, okay.
Fighting over it. That's what's going to happen. I'm about to go to the store and buy me.
I'm about to go get me a whole bunch of canned food, bro.
I got to, man. We got to go do it.
Yeah, I got to go get some meat.
We know better. We better go do it.
Yeah, let's finish this up. All right, I got one.